3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading at number 971. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support it, you can do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome and thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So let me put this on. Okay. Just wanted to make sure my phone was on Do Not Disturb so that way I don't get any random notifications. Maybe this could be symbolic of somebody who also maybe wants to turn on Do Not Disturb on their phone, or create a space for yourself where you can't be disturbed. Only take that if it resonates, though. That could be pretty specific. Starting with, I guess, the number 1, 2, 3. I was going to start interpreting the number 971, but I looked at the timer and I saw the number 1, 2, 3. Which is a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. I believe that you're seeing this reading for a reason, that I'm doing this reading for you for a reason. I feel like there is a message in here for you. If you already feel that, this is confirmation of that. We're getting into interpreting the number 971 now. Maybe like a goat. I don't know, that animal feels like it could be significant for somebody. But the number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. The number 7 is about wisdom and awareness and, expanding your consciousness. And the number 1 is about trusting yourself. And sometimes it can be about trusting myself if a reading is feeling particularly guided. I want to say that if you do feel a sense of purpose and healing and gaining more wisdom and expanding your consciousness, especially with the number 1, you can really trust that. I feel like this reading is here to let you know that the work that you're doing on yourself, the healing, the changing your perspective, learning how to manage your own emotions, it really means a lot on a collective scale. Even if, you're just one person and you can only do so much, every person counts as part of that movement to spread more awareness. Especially when it comes to, mental health. I feel, actually I know, at least in the United States, mental illness is weaponized. If you ever heard of a little thing called psychological warfare, in a spiritual context, it's known as spiritual warfare. Unfortunately, at least where I'm from, the world is built to make you feel small and to not care about yourself and your well-being. And the best way to fight that is to care about yourself and to really do everything that you can to take care of yourself and being really committed to that self-care. That is the best way to say F you, in my opinion, is, to these structures that oppress people, at least in the United States, the best way to say F you is to put yourself first. Say no when you need to say no. And really, I want to say stick to your guns, and if you're from America, no pun intended, stick to your commitment to yourself, is what I'm really trying to say. I just saw the number 444, which is always about the presence of your ancestors or whoever is watching this reading. It's also about peace and stability. This reading feels like it is connected to the collective, like it's more about thinking bigger picture rather than little details. Thinking about the whole world and not just yourself, Let me think for a second. There was something that I wanted to say, but I forgot what it was, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I know that I do want to say that 444, when I say peace and stability, I mean we're thinking about foundation here. Stable foundations that are built on peace, on finding closure, really putting your mental health first when you really need to. Adding up these numbers, 9 plus 7 is 16, and 16 plus 1 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8, which is about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. In a time today when a lot is changing and is ultimately resulting in a lot of loss, I feel it is very important to trust that the scarcity, the loss, is temporary. It's part of the transition. This actually really applies for my own situation and how I was thinking before I even started recording this, that the situation that I'm in is temporary. I was even thinking about saying it during this reading, and here it is. Whatever you're going through, whatever changes you're trying to move through, the struggle is temporary. Even if you have to be more patient than you want to be, it's not going to be like this forever. Even if it feels like it. And, for whatever it's worth, just know that you're not alone in this fight. You're definitely not alone. There are so many people in this world who are fighting to have a more peaceful and stable life, community, country, even, it depends how big you're thinking, if you're really spiritual, you might even be thinking about a stable universe. But just know you're not alone, and trust that what you're learning is significant. Even if it seems like it only benefits you, we each and every one of us, we're so connected that we have an impact on each other, even if sometimes we don't want to admit it. And you get to decide if this impact is positive or negative. And with my eye itching, it always reminds me of whoever I'm reading for, your intuition and your third eye chakra. So just more encouragement there, especially with the number 1, like I said, to really trust yourself, trust the path that you're on. If what you're focused on is just trying to heal and trying to see things more clearly, to make better decisions, and to have a stronger connection with your faith, the universe, your spirit guides, and everything. Yeah, I really do trust that whatever is lost will be replaced. It may just take some time, and even if it's not replaced in this lifetime, you gotta think really big here. It's still worth it, because I believe that you will have the opportunity to come back. I believe in reincarnation, and you want to come back to this world better than you left it. Really. Okay, so I'm going to start getting into the cards portion, of this reading. I just got it. I'm going to start with drawing out a card from these index cards here, and I said wow because I saw at the bottom Ancient Egypt. So interesting for somebody. Like I said in the reading that I just recorded, if the mysteriousness of this spiritual stuff is really pulling you in, Lean into it. Let yourself be curious, but don't get, carried away with it. Use your judgment. Alright, let's draw out a card now. I'm kind of excited to see what's going to come through, especially because in the last reading I got a card that said portal, so not only is this reading feeling a little extra interesting, so did the last one. Let's take this one. It says, the very relevant. If this is confirmation, I really need to focus on my personal growth. Yeah, this is confirmation that the work that you are doing on yourself, how you're growing and changing as a person, it really does matter. And it really does make a difference because it contributes to a greater difference, a greater cause. You are uniting with people that you don't even know, that you've never talked to before, at least energetically. You are uniting, I want to say. I'm going to draw out now a few cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. These will be the last cards that I will draw for this reading. Okay, so I have the Four of Cups. As soon as I pulled that out, I saw the number 44 on the timer. If you're seeing fours a lot, this reading, that could just be confirmation that this reading is really meant for you. Or maybe after this reading, if you haven't been seeing them, maybe pay a little more attention to the signs that the universe and your spirit guides might be trying to show you. I just looked down at the timer and I saw the number 111. Like I said, trust yourself. We have the Hanged Man, which is all about sacrifice. I feel like I want to say to trust the sacrifices that you're making. Because, when you put yourself first, when you need to, there are sacrifices that you will have to make. Ones that you can actually make. You shouldn't be hard on yourself about that. And if there's anyone in your life being hard on you for putting your health first, I say that's likely a red flag. But that's up for you to decide. And we have the Empress with the number 3. The Hanged Man has the number 12 on it. 1 plus 2 is 3. This is very interesting. Because in the reading before this one, so we have 4, 3, and 3. Like when you look at it from like a numerology standpoint. In the reading before this, it had 6, 7, and 7. So if you're really resonating with this reading, maybe the one before this one could be relevant or helpful for you. But the Four of Cups here, the first card, it says, listen to intuition. Saying no is okay. Follow your heart. When I first pulled this card, I definitely felt like somebody was getting an offer or an opportunity. And given the context of this reading, being focused on personal growth and saying no when you need to, this really could be a strong confirmation to say no to an opportunity or some sort of offer if it doesn't allow you to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in the way that you deserve. The Empress is here. This could be a maternal figure in your life, but if this is about you, this says creative impulses, compassion, maternal, nurturing, love yourself, kindness. There could be a mother here for somebody that is demanding too much of you. Whether it's your mother or a friend or even yourself. I just saw 333 on the timer. You're allowed to say no and to set boundaries, like I said, even with yourself. The number 333, I feel called to talk about the number 3 because, like I said, we have 3 here, 3 here. And that number is about self-expression and communication and healing and growing and even sometimes investing in something or someone over a long period of time. There could be a relationship here where you need to make an important decision, like, should I keep being patient or is it time for me to walk away? Or even if it's not a person, it's some sort of opportunity, as we already talked about with the 4 here. Is it time for me to walk away? I feel like is the real question. If you're focused on your personal growth, and walking away is part of that personal growth, you're focused, or you should be focused, I want to say, on walking away. There are two major arcanas here, so this energy is not little. You know, like I said, thinking more bigger picture rather than little details. But could it be a big sacrifice that you have to make? Especially if you're, cutting off close, kind of close, it really depends on the dynamic, but just family relationships, like cutting off a family member, could be a significant big sacrifice, or it could be something else. Regardless, I do believe that the sacrifice is worth it, because not only does it serve your well-being, it also contributes to the collective well-being and the kind of impact that you have because you choose yourself when you need to, when you deserve to. Who knows, you may even inspire someone to do the same. Don't expect it, but you really never know. I think all you need is to just trust, like I've been saying, that what you're doing matters. The sacrifice that you're being faced with matters. Your voice matters. Really thinking about the number 3 there with expressing yourself and communicating. And I just saw the number 555 on the timer, which is about change and transformation. I believe I talked about change. Yeah, I think I did in the previous reading. This change may be uncomfortable, but it feels like it's necessary and it's something that you deserve. Like this card says, saying no is okay. Setting boundaries, protecting yourself is okay. I really felt earlier when I was talking about the number 4, protection. I just forgot to mention it. I guess I just forgot about it. But, of course, it's definitely important enough to bring it up now. So don't forget that it's okay to protect yourself and remember that you're not being a mean or bad person by allowing yourself to grow, to be a better version of yourself, so you can attract better relationships and better opportunities. I just want to say it one more time before I end this. Trust yourself.